The content you are about to watch is not intended for children. Viewer discretion advised. Oh boy. Welcome back, regretters, to Bee Week. It's time for another Bee movie story. Yay. This story is entitled The Black Hole by Tokyo Midi, or Orphan Account. Summary here says, Barry the Bee gets laid 4 in the first time and doesn't go as planned. Interesting. Notes here say I wrote this in 2013. Amazing. Let's get started. Barry longed for the day he could transform into a human being. Because of his fame, his request had been put into consideration, and a group of scientists had been formed to work on a project known as the Manhattan Project. Except they weren't trying to develop the first atomic bombs. They were just trying to help a poor bee fulfill his dream of becoming human so he could marry his girlfriend, Vanessa. They had been in a steady relationship for the past few years, but because he was still a bee, many people accused Vanessa of bestiality. Yeah, of course. Because of this, the only way for them to legally get married were if he was a human, which he currently wasn't. But what he wanted even more than to just be legally married to Vanessa was to pleasure her in all the ways she had been by her ex-boyfriend, Ken. While it hadn't been a good relationship, and it hadn't lasted very long, she had at least been able to get some. But with Barry, even kissing was a dangerous task. The first time they had tried it, she had sucked him into her mouth. According to her, the taste of bee wasn't exactly good. Barry didn't mind though. He was just glad Vanessa had cared enough to spit him out. It was mildly reassuring. As much as he hated to admit it, he was rather insecure about their relationship. After all, he was a bee. Vanessa was a beautiful and capable human being, and Barry was a goddamn bee. All of these things were on Barry's mind as he left his hive on a lovely Saturday afternoon. Vanessa and Barry had been living together for a few weeks now. It was nice, although he missed his family and friends. When he reached his house, he flew under the window that she kept cracked open for him. Even before they moved in together, she had always kept it open for him. It was just the way things worked. "Vanessa, I'm hot!" Barry paused. The lights in the house were dim, and there was a strong smell of roses. Flying towards the ground, he saw a trail of rose petals leading towards their bedroom. Confused, the bee followed the trail. Then it hit him. He was getting some. "Vanessa?" Barry asked, flying into the room. He was nervous. Vanessa was sprawled out across the bed in a lacy black bra and underwear that said YOLO in Comic Sans. That pair of underwear really got Barry buzzing. "Barry! Barry, I want you! I want you inside me!" Vanessa said, her voice husky. Barry frowned. That didn't sound like Vanessa. He decided to ignore it though. Vanessa had never been this desperate for the bee before. Barry agreed and watched as Vanessa pulled off her underwear, dropping it to the floor. Barry flew closer and was surprised about how hairy her legs were. He could have sworn she had shaved them a day ago. Maybe leg hair grows faster than he had known. He didn't mind though. He was a bee. Hair was sexy. Landing on her knee and crawling as sexually up her thigh as a bee could. Damn it. And crawling as sexually up her thigh as a bee could, he felt his stinger stiffen. It was a sensation he hadn't felt before. His little jaw dropped when he saw her vagina. Barry had done his research on human reproduction, and that looked nothing like a vagina. It was long and black, and it was up. Why was it pointed up? Maybe Vanessa had a disease. That seemed like the most likely cause. Barry didn't ask, though. He loved his girlfriend and didn't want to upset or offend her. Crawling onto the tip, he felt one of his legs being suctioned in. It was a weird and unnatural, and he realized that this was more dangerous a task than being a pollen jock. He tried to pull out his leg, but he couldn't. He was starting to panic. "Barry, I'm home!" came a voice from the other side of the house. Vanessa's voice. Barry's head snapped up towards the Vanessa he was screwing. That wasn't Vanessa. It was Ken. Barry felt himself further and further being pulled into the thing he now recognized as a penis. Ken let out a cry of terror when he realized what was happening. His penis had transformed into a black hole, literally black. He was sucking in anything and everything, and it wouldn't stop till the entire universe was gone. Barry the bee he had secretly loved was now gone forever. "All I ever wanted was the bee," Ken whispered as a single tear rolled down his cheek. Then he was sucked into his own penis. The end. Oh, Bee Week, everybody! Bee Week! Makes me itchy. Makes me slightly itchy. If you'd like to support the channel, check out patreon.com/regretfulreads or become a YouTube member. Yes, I am scratching myself because I am literally itchy. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. See you next time on Bee Week. Take care.